Let's start with a prayer. But good evening, everyone. Okay. And good afternoon, Italy and Europe. Okay. You tell them to pray. Yeah. Okay.
Ano ko siguro ang nakakontilasan ko atong plano.
Amen. Feby? Where's Feby? Nawala si Feby? Feby? Where are you, Feby? Yeah, nawala si Feby. Somebody introduce. Well, see, Yolanda is not around. So, can someone introduce the speaker? Or all right, never mind. It's okay. It's okay. I will just introduce myself. All right. Supposedly, Yolanda is doing really a wonderful job in introducing me, but tonight I'll do everything. Thank you for that wonderful prayer, Dolly. And good evening again, everyone. Good afternoon, Italy. Good morning, USA. My name is Priscilla Black, and I am at your service. So I would like to welcome everyone to this wonderful training tonight. And I've been requested by Miss Lori to assist her in the process of presentation. I'm doing a multitasking task here. Multitasking ako because I'm also admitting people in the room. So you have to bear with me. Usually when I do training, somebody is a co-host and they do the admitting. Pero in our case, it's all right. Feby is joining now. Where is Feby? I saw her. Is she in the room? Okay, Feby, since you got in the room, you're right on time. So sige, you do the introductions now.
Actually, I'm using Mila's cell phone. Biglang nawalan ako ng internet. Anyway, so with the prayer.
Tapos na?
Finish? Finish na. Okay. I'm sorry for this. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Introducing our amazing speaker, a proud graduate of the University of the Philippines and a distinguished professor at the Philippine Military Academy. Miss is a wealth of knowledge and experience inspired and enlighten us today. Get ready to learn from one of the best. Let's give her a round of applause. This is Priscilla Black.
All right. Thank you for that short and sweet and exciting introduction, Pepe. I'm grateful that you're present tonight. So let me just share my screen, everybody. So is my voice clear? Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Yo, sulat lang sa chat box. Yes. Nang yes. All right. So I will have to mute everyone. Mamaya na tayo mag-unmute and mamaya na tayo mag-exchange ng information at saka business. Let me just start sharing. Share my screen. Okay. Paki-mute lang. All right.
Marita.
Okay. Let me just read to you.
Okay.
Paki-mute nga lang. Can we mute everybody? Participants, how do we mute everybody? Can you mute yourselves muna? Kasi medyo maingay.
Ano? Kwento. Hello po mga members. Paki-check nyo po ang inyong cellphone. Pakitingnan
Paki-mute
nyo po
lang.
sa bandang kaliwa. Paki-mute nyo po. Nasa bandang kaliwa po sa ibaba. Pindot po.
Okay, thank you. So let me just read a part of the disclaimer, the important parts of the disclaimer. So YouShare is the marketing company of DT Socialize, promoting Maya micro units that allows the members to get special exclusivities and benefits in Maya. Past performance in these platforms shown in this document do not guarantee future results and is for informational purposes only. Okay, and to top it all, we are not selling securities here. So I think that's clear. I would like to welcome everybody. Now we live in extraordinary times, right? We are an industry of tools. So I would like to welcome everybody to the fourth industrial revolution. Ano ba yan? This is where robotics and artificial intelligence are the dominant forces in the industry. Sabi nga ng mga experts, around 70% of the jobs around the world will be dominated by robots and AI. So ano ba ito? Okay. Well, let's look at all the revolutions that happened from the first, from agricultural stage to industrial stage to the second industrial and to the fourth industrial revolution. Now, let's take a look at all these breakthroughs in the industry, like the internet. The internet is clear ba? Clear ako, no? Okay. So, if you know this, yung internet that started in the USA, and it was only being used by the military then. But during the administration of Bill Clinton, he commercialized the internet, the use of the internet, and then the economy of the United States really prospered and it grew to certain heights. As a matter of fact, no 1992, I was already connected to the internet, and ang ginagamit pa namin noon sa USA is America Online. And then you have to connect through the telephone. That was like, you know, that was the process then. Pero 30 years after, ngayon, 2024, Wi-Fi na lang, di ba? And ang bilis ng development ng technology. Like smartphone. Yung smartphone na yan ang nag-invent niyan, smartphone na yan is si Steve Jobs. He's one of the disruptors in the technology industry. That smartphone was like selling for a few cents nung it started, but right now, if you have had stocks in the past, well, you'll be reaping millions today. That's with the smartphone. And also, smartphone and the computer, si Steve Jobs, siya yung gumawa ng Macintosh or yung computers, because ang kanyang vision is to put a computer in every house in the entire world. Nangyari na ngayon, di ba? So he is another disruptor. And so social network, that would be si Zuckerberg, si Mark Zuckerberg. Actually, he started yung Facebook, yung development ng Facebook doon sa dorm niya sa Harvard University. And that was in like 2004.
Ma'am Priscilla, pakimute lahat. Ma'am Priscilla.
Pakimute lahat.
Nakaka-distract.
Okay.
Yung host po, you can mute all.
Oh, wait lang ha. I'll have to find out where I can mute everybody. So participants, mute all. Okay. There. All right. Okay na? Thank you, Lan. So just please let me know if there's something that I'm missing, okay? Right. So back to Mark Zuckerberg. As I was saying, he started developing yung Facebook niya, which is the social network now, way back in 2004. And he did that in the dorm sa Harvard University. As college students, they were just developing this Facebook to be able to communicate to one another. Kaya Facebook, kasi yung face ng mga friends nila, nilalagay nila dun sa kanilang feeds, and to be able to know the person and to connect and to be friends, ganyan. But somebody in the person of Peter Thiel believed in him, and he was one of the first investors of FB. Na ganun pa yung ka-primitive ang startup. Doon lang sa dorm ng Harvard. He invested like $500,000. That was in 2004. When Facebook got listed in 2012, the money of Peter Thiel went up to $1 billion. That was like 8 years after. $1 billion. That's a lot, no? He only invested $500,000 in 2004. Pagdating ng 2012, nung nag-ring ng bell sa Nasdaq for FB, naging $1 billion yung pera niya. So that's the way business works, and that's the way this kind of wealth operates in the industry. E-commerce. Ito yung mga revolutionary technological events in the world. E-commerce. Actually, when I came back to the Philippines way back in 1996 when I came back. I was already introducing e-commerce to my clients because I was one of the pioneers of the internet internet business. I was an ISP. I was an internet service provider, one of the pioneers here in the Philippines. And then, but in the process of promoting the business, I was already talking about the benefits of internet and e-commerce. But way back in 1996, all they told me, Mrs. Black, we do not care about the e-commerce that you're talking about because we don't understand it. All we want is to be connected to the internet. You know, Mrs. Black, i-connect mo kami sa internet. And of course, that was my objective. but I was already talking about the future and the benefits. That was then. That was 1996. Today, the application of e-commerce is everywhere, and a lot of new millionaires and billionaires came out because of this e-commerce platform, okay, and the e-commerce industry. Then we have streaming and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Grabe. The first time I ever heard about Bitcoin was in 2016. 2016, and they were talking about it in the World Economic Forum, and they were debating on the advantages and disadvantages of Bitcoin. That was 2016. That was on Bloomberg Television, and hindi ko pa nga rin maintindihan noon yung Bitcoin, but they were saying that this is going to be the next big thing. Ganon. And it's true, because see, Miss Lori invested in Bitcoin in the United States, and she amassed millions of dollars because of that particular investment. Okay, so admitting more participants coming in. Okay, and more. All right, so these are certain important events that we missed out. Hindi tayo nakabili ng mga stocks, and syempre since hindi tayo nakabili ng stocks, hindi tayo nag-amass ng millions. But right now we have really good news, because the next big thing, according to the experts, is that of artificial intelligence. And sabi nila, this will really be the next big revolution. So let me share you a very short video about artificial intelligence para mas lalo nating maintindihan.
Artificial intelligence, or AI, is the field of computer science that focuses on creating machines that can think and act like humans. These machines use algorithms, or sets of instructions, to process data and make decisions based on that data. There are many different types of AI, ranging from simple programs that can perform basic tasks to more complex systems that can learn and adapt to new situations. One way that AI works is through machine learning, where a computer is fed large amounts of data and uses that data to learn about a particular subject or task. For example, a machine learning program might be fed thousands of pictures of dogs and cats, along with labels identifying which is which. The program would then use this data to learn how to identify dogs and cats in new pictures. Another way that AI works is through natural language processing, or NLP. This involves building systems that can understand and generate human-like language. For example, a chatbot might use NLP to understand and respond to questions or commands from a user. Overall, the goal of AI is to create machines that can think and act intelligently, whether that means learning from data, understanding and generating language, or solving complex problems. That's the basics of artificial intelligence explained in 1 minute. Subscribe to the channel for more simple explanations like this. Thanks for watching.
So, in short, no, ang artificial intelligence is actually machine learning. And what do we mean by that? It's deep learning. Actually, humans are teaching machines to learn more, how to reason out, how to plan, how to become more creative, how to convert yung mga raw data into actionable insights. Yan ang artificial intelligence. They're also used for analyzing big data. They're also used for predictions. Yan na artificial intelligence, and they're used for forecasting, and also for natural language processing. Hindi lang yan. They are an intelligent data retrieval processing software. So ang artificial intelligence is something that would really change the way we live, the way we think, and the way we do business. And I will be informing you more about statistics on this particular phenomenon, artificial intelligence. And there are so many AIs right now, and The most popular, the most common are like Meta AI, Facebook, Google Deep Learning, that's Google, XAI, that's kay Elon Musk, and ano pa yung isang AI? Meta AI, did I mention that? That's Facebook. And of course, our Maya, DT Socialize. And there's more, a lot more of AIs out there in the world. Wait, yes. Yeah, ChatGPT AI. Okay, and this is the importance of AI. Why are we here today? Bakit natin kailangan bumili ng AI tokens at bakit kailangan natin mag-rent ng micro Maya units, no? Because this is our reason for being here in this particular Zoom. And the market that has already reached $600 billion, yan ang sabi ng mga experts. Ito ang projection. And this will even exceed to 2,000 billion in the next 5 years. So ngayon 2024, it's around $600 billion, but coming 2030, okay, that will be like 6 years from now, we are at the $2,575 billion. That is the market value of artificial intelligence. So introducing to you Data Socialize Holdings. That is actually the company that we are promoting right now. So let me just play a video about the company so we will learn more about our business, because actually everybody is so busy making money out there and everybody is so gung-ho on knowing talaga kung ano ba itong business natin. So let's pause for a while and let's watch this video again.
We live in a rapidly changing world. The internet, social networks, online banking, and artificial intelligence are all tools that we cannot do without today. Every time you use the internet, you acquire information about your tastes and preferences. Companies pay billions of dollars to get your data, and today they pay Facebook, Google, WhatsApp. But you are the ones generating that data and buying their products, right? What would it be like if you could make money from it all? That and much more is the opportunity that DT Socialize Holding offers you. A company that has been engaged in the development of fintech, big data and artificial intelligence technologies for over 3 years. DT Socialize Holding has created a whole ecosystem of services. The DTS Money, one of the first fintech platforms in the world where you can manage your fiat and crypto funds as well, with cards to spend them. The UUP Pro, a blockchain messaging app that respects your privacy, where you can chat, call, and video call with your friends. MetaWorld, a metaverse with lots of features inside. Today, you can be part of it easily using the services and participating in a new concept of economy, a new concept of profit. That is why DT Socialize Holding has created the community that every online user will want to join. Become part of the future now.
Yes, aren't we lucky to be a part of DT Socialize Holdings? So thank you very much, Miss Lori, for introducing and bringing the business to the Philippines. We are extremely grateful. And well, we've already discussed one digital product of DT Socialize, which is artificial intelligence. But there's more to that, because they are also involved in, excuse me, I have to go to the next slide there. Okay, so DT Socialize Holdings, it has a lot of companies under, I think we have like 21 companies under DT Socialize, if I'm right. I think so. We have 20 or 21 companies, and UShare is one of them. Yes, 20, 21. I think that's 21 companies. And UShare, here we are. This is UShare. We are under DT Socialize. We have been authorized to sell the digital assets of DT Socialize, which are the following, like big fintech, Maya, artificial intelligence, big data. All of those are products of DT Socialize. And Synapsia, that's the company that takes care of the development of artificial intelligence. So DT Socialize is basically a very, shall we say, a very new company. And they started in Europe, but they have been developing rapidly. That is why Caprac and Houlihan Lokey invested in this company, because they believe in the capability of DT Socialize. They believe in the performance and what DT Socialize as a technology company can offer to the world. So they invested like $300 million. They believe in the DT Socialize. So that makes us really blessed as being a part of this company, because if these huge financial giants released $300 million sa DT Socialize, paano pa kaya tayo? And right now, according to the latest memo, Caprac is actually have released a memo to the members of DT Socialize that they are willing to refund your money if you cannot wait for the company to be in NASDAQ, or if you can't wait for your money to grow, they're willing to give it back. So because, you know, artificial intelligence is the big thing today, and they are gung-ho. They're determined to really market and promote DT Socialize in the world. Caprac is actually based in Australia, so they are very known in Australia, and they're around the world. Houlihan Lokey is based in California, and one of the other investors is Citibank, which is a very big financial institution in the United States. So they have big partners right now. Now, another thing about DT Socialize is that they focus also on big data. So what is big data? Kailangan maintindihan natin ang ating negosyo, right? Kailangan maintindihan natin itong mga highly technical terms, so that we will, if we understand our business, we can share it properly, and we can share it more intelligently and more meaningfully to our prospects.
What is big data exactly? In layman's terms, it's a whole lot of information. We're talking massive amounts of data generated by sources like social media, online shopping, and even our mobile devices. It's too big, too complex, and too fast for traditional data processing methods to handle. You might have heard of the 3 V's that describe big data: volume, velocity, and variety. Volume refers to the sheer amount of data, velocity is how quickly it's generated, and variety is all about the different types of data, like structured or unstructured. Now, with all that information floating around, it's important to have a way to store and process it. That's where big data technologies come in, like Hadoop, Spark, and NoSQL databases. These tools make it possible to handle all that information and find the insights hiding within it. So, why is big data such a big deal? Well, it allows companies and organizations to make data-driven decisions. By analyzing all that information, they can gain a better understanding of their customers, operations, and the market. And, let's be real, who doesn't want to make better decisions? In the healthcare industry, big data is helping with better diagnoses and treatments. In finance, it's being used to detect fraud and improve risk management. And in retail, It's personalizing the customer experience and streamlining the supply chain. In conclusion, big data is the study of massive amounts of information and the tools we use to make sense of it all. It's changing the way we do business and making it easier for us to make informed decisions. So, there you have it. Big data in a nutshell. And, who knew data could be so interesting? Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave a comment below. And, as always, stay curious.
So, to sum it up, I would describe big data as the fuel that powers the evolution of AI. Big data is the fuel that powers the evolution of AI's decision making. So in other words, AI, artificial intelligence, is very dependent on the kind of data that you encode. Bad data equals bad AI decisions, and good substantial data equals very good AI decisions. So therefore we cannot, there's too much data around the world from the education sector, from the health sector, from the political sector, the government sector, from the environmental sector, practically from everything. And this data is so huge, is so large, that a simple and traditional management tool cannot actually process it. So we needed artificial intelligence to do the job. So remember that big data is the fuel that powers the evolution of AI's decision. For example, in the health industry, napaka-importante ito, artificial intelligence and big data, because it becomes easier or faster for doctors to be able to decipher kung ano yung disease ng patient. Because in the hospital environment, nandiyan yung mga repetitive tasks, no, na ginagawa nila daily. They ask for blood tests, they ask for the history of the patient, they do x-rays on the patient and all that. But all of this data already encoded in a huge computer, in a powerful computer, such that AI can process it quickly. So, andyan na yung data, ipoprocess na lang ng AI natin, and will spit out, let's say, the disease. Malalaman na kaagad ng result ng diagnosis ng pasyente because of this combination, data and AI. So that's very helpful in the health sector. Hindi lang yan when it comes to drugs and when it comes to medications. It comes to pharmaceuticals and all that. Data is analyzed also. We call that data analytics. Yung raw data, makikita nila yung effect ng medicine ito at kung marami bang gumagaling. So makikita nila yung numbers, ma-analyze yan ng computer. And then, kung meron mga adverse reactions doon sa patients. So all of those data are integrated into one, so that the pharmaceutical industries and even the doctors and all the health professionals can make a better decision on what to give to their patients. So para mas maging effective ang healthcare, at saka para mas maging mabilis din ang healthcare, and para at least the doctors who are in the healthcare industry will have a better chance at treating the patient because of this data that's already available right away. Yan ang importansya ng big data. That's why it fuels. It is the fuel that powers the evolution of AI's decision making. Napaka-importante yan.
What is big data exactly?
Okay. All right. Now let's look at the at Data Socialize Holdings. Let's look at the people behind this particular company, and let's just give a brief intro about the board members and the CEO of the company. So we have Daniel Marinelli as the CEO of DT Socialize Holding, and he is a visionary. He is also an entrepreneur. He has 30 years of experience in the digital field. He created the ecosystem. Now, he's very popular for that, creating the ecosystem where privacy and security is his main goal, and the protection of data is of utmost importance. As a matter of fact, he was also invited to speak at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, wherein he spoke about innovations and technology, and that is Daniel Marinelli. The other members of the board are the following: Samir, I'd like to pronounce it properly, Samir Soleimanov. Samir Soleimanov. He has actually right now not 20 but 21 years of experience in the World Bank. He has an MBA from the George Washington University, and he has a BS from Georgetown, Bachelor of Science from Georgetown University. So we have very credible, and we have the expertise to run the business. Samir Mastaki, his wealth of experience is from the Wall Street. He was an investment banker at the Wall Street, and that's big time. When you talk Wall Street, that's the cream of the crop of the place of all these financial institutions are actually conglomerate, and they are well known for these big financial decisions with regards to stocks and with regards to the economy of the United States. Another board member is Giovanni Sana. Giovanni Sana is the Chief Financial Officer of DT Socialize Holdings, and they have the expertise and they have the background to be able to run the business. In the field of artificial intelligence, this is the development team. We have Stefano Mancuso. We've met him in one of our Zoom presentations. He spoke about artificial intelligence and the progress that they are having with regards to the development of this digital product. And he has also presented to us the different versions, the upgraded versions of artificial intelligence. The other expert in this particular team is Sebastiano Galazzo. Well, when you talk about Sebastiano Galazzo, he is the Chief Technical Officer of the group, and he won 3 AI awards in the United States. So that means that our Maya is really fantastic, because it already won awards as an artificial intelligence entry. Okay, and he was also, Sebastiano Galazzo was also a Microsoft Most Valuable Player for AI. So he's been doing AI for the actually last 25 years. He's been working in the development of artificial intelligence for the last 25 years. So that says a lot about this particular company that we're a part of. Well, knowing the team and knowing the board, at least that lessens our doubts and our fears regarding being a part of DT Socialize. Am I not right? And here's another thing to consider, or another project of DT Socialize, fintech or financial technology. And what is fintech all about?
Welcome to our beginner's guide to fintech. Fintech, short for financial technology, refers to the application of technology to improve and automate financial services. Fintech is a term that encompasses a wide range of financial activities, including mobile banking, digital wallets, cryptocurrency, and more. Fintech companies leverage technology to offer more efficient and convenient financial services to their customers. Fintech is revolutionizing the financial industry and disrupting traditional financial systems. Banks are facing competition from fintech companies that offer better rates and a more personalized customer experience. Fintech is also changing the way we think about money and finance, with new products and services that are designed to make managing our finances more convenient. In conclusion, fintech is an exciting and innovative industry that's changing the way we manage our finances. Stay tuned for more videos on fintech and its impact on the world of finance.
So Data Socialize is really a great technology company. We've seen their operations on big data, and we've seen artificial intelligence, and also now fintech, which is actually they offer financial services or applications that rely heavily on technology. They are often the industry disruptors in the banking business. They use technology to change how consumers interact with the financial industry. Why? Because they expand access to financial products. You know, we've got more access to financial products, the fees are lower, and the services are faster. So, and it's even more personalized there. Faster, lower fees, and more personalized. That's fintech. So again, this will be really a playing field that would really evoke a lot of competition in the financial sector around the world. And Data Socialize Holdings is ready to go out into the world with its fintech, with its artificial intelligence, and with its big data. So whatever you have purchased in Data Socialize through UShare, congratulations. You did the right thing. You are on the right track. Congratulations to all.
Welcome to our beginner.
Okay. No, sorry. So today, more than 1 million people have already chosen to use the services of DT Socialize. And here are the following. We have the DTS Money, and this DTS Money is already being used in Europe and even in the United States. The other service is Nova VPN. What is this? How do you define the Nova VPN? When you say VPN, private network. Ano ba yan? Ano bang ginagawa niyan? It actually secures the tunnel between your device and the internet. So, andyan na yung security. Remember, CEO Marinelli is very, very particular about security of data and protection of data. So itong VPN, talagang nasisecure ang device natin between our device and the internet. It also protects you from online snooping, online interference, and online censorship. So safe na safe ang paggamit mo ng internet if you have VPN. Actually, other clients got on board DT Socialize because of VPN, because they already know VPN and they've been using it, and it is very safe. So another service of Data Socialize is the you made a world. You made a world. Okay, what is the you made a world? Okay, you made a world is a platform. Sorry. Masyadong sensitive tong aking laptop. Okay, oops, there. You made a world is a platform that merges the physical world and the virtual world. So can you imagine? Nag-merge ang physical and virtual. So anong ibig sabihin yan? It provides itong you made a world ng dito socialized. It provides interactive experiences. Ano ba yung mga interactive experiences na yan? For example, trade shows, virtual trade shows, virtual offices, art fairs, science fairs, job fairs, and social spaces. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng Meta World. Okay? You Meta World as a service. It also provides meeting new friends, and it also provides connections. Okay. What happened?
Ma'am Priscilla, paki-mute lahat. Paki-mute all.
Okay, mute.
Thank you.
Yan. All right. Sige ha, sabihan nyo lang ako ha, because kung minsan nakafocus lang ako sa aking presentation. And just let me know. Thank you for the help. Okay. So, yung Meta World, we're talking about the Meta World. Here, you can create, buy, and sell digital assets. So there is social interaction in that Meta World. So it's like a metaverse. There you can we can also have Zoom presentations in the Meta World. We can also have we can find out where to travel to the best countries around the world. Nandun lahat yung information, and everything there is socially interactive. Okay, another service is the UApp Anonymous. Ito yung equivalent ng Messenger. Parang Messenger ito ng FB. Pero dito, you can already join. You don't need to even give your email address or your telephone number or your cell phone number. Pwede ka na. Just your name, pwede ka na dyan sa Messenger. So very, very secure ang data mo, because you're not even giving out your email address. Your email address is a very important legal information. And your cell phone number, talagang those are very important legal and vital information about you. Those are all data, and you don't need to enter those data pagka nag-UApp Anonymous ka. Okay, so maybe we should download this service, so mas maraming gagamit, mas tataas ang valuation ng GT Socialize. And of course, our favorite, my artificial intelligence assistant. Ito, best friend ko to, si Maya. Lagi akong nagtatanong ng mga questions dito. And it gives me very precise, very accurate answers. And I'm always satisfied with yung mga results ng aking mga questions dyan sa Maya na yan. So let's download it again para we can use Maya. And the more people using Maya, the better. Tataas ang valuation ng ating company. Let's share. So from now on, maybe we can have a training whereby, a technical training whereby ang mga topics is how to download the Maya, how to use the Maya, how to use the UApp Anonymous, yung ganon. Para at least everybody will be aware and everybody will learn more about the business, about this company and how it operates. And of course, we have the DitiSwap. Dito, pwede na tayong mag-trade dito sa DitiSwap using algorithms and using AI. So the official website of Maya is mymaya.ai. You go there so you can actually download Maya. Okay, what is the importance of Maya? Bakit kailangan natin i-download ang Maya? Well, Well, first of all, ang Maya is it gives you advanced searches. Parang advanced Google. Okay, when you ask for a particular information, kaagad may sagot si Maya. Okay, not only that, it also manages your calendar, and I think that is basically self-explanatory. How many do we have now? We have 32 in the room right now, so that's good. Okay. Oh, why Maya? Why do we have to use Maya? And why do we need to buy Maya tokens? And why do we need to rent what's this? Micro Maya units. Okay, why Maya? It also provides a personal profile graph. So it's very personalized. So it provides you your profile and everything about you, as long as you have entered all the important data doon sa ating doon sa Maya. It also helps you with U-file. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng U-file? What does anybody know what U-file is? What is U-file? Okay. U-file is a digital file associated with the UMetaWorld platform. Remember kanina I explained UMetaWorld? And then it is a digital asset, yan U-file yan. It's a digital asset that can be created, that can be bought, that can be sold, and that can be traded within the platform, within the UMetaWorld ecosystem. Examples of U-files: digital art, virtual clothing, collectibles, virtual real estate, digital music tracks, videos. Ayan ang mga examples ng U-file, and that is provided by our Maya. Next, UNO. What is UNO? UNO is actually a predictive AI algorithm. It's a predictive AI, predictive artificial intelligence. What does that mean? These are algorithms that predict user preferences and behaviors. So it predicts behaviors, it predicts preferences, and it predicts trends. That is UNO, and that is our Maya. So ibig sabihin, it can actually catch everything na nakikita niya na ginagawa mo sa environment, sa digital environment. Ayan. And it all those data is integrated, analyzed, and then it gives out your preferences na. Bibigyan ka niya ng mga suggestions kasi nakita na niya yung trends mo, nakita niya yung pattern of behavior mo while you're using your cell phone, or while you are searching in the internet, or while you are working on your laptop. So yung Maya is able to catch all of those, so therefore it provides you recommendations. That's yun ang ibig sabihin ng predictive AI. And then it can also be a conversational AI. This is about the natural language interactions between user and platform. A simple AI tool, very simple AI tool, yung Alexa. I had an Alexa dun sa USA, and I just asked a lot of questions and it will answer me. So there's interaction. I also asked for playing the best music in town, and bibigyan niya yung mga recommendations at mag-play siya ng music. That's Alexa. It's cute. Kung wala akong kausap sa bahay, kinakausap ko yung Alexa. Oh, Alexa, who is the best actor or actress in Hollywood right now? And then Alexa will explain to me kung sino yung the best actor or the best actress in Hollywood. Ganon. So it was cute while I was using Alexa. I brought it to the Philippines pero hindi ko magamit dito. I don't know why, because I think the encoded in the USA, so I cannot use it here. So anyway, that's a very simple AI, a conversational AI. But anyway, meron na tayong Maya. So these are the very important features of Maya. Now we understand now why we need to actually buy more Maya tokens. And I'll tell you exactly kung ano ba yung Maya tokens na yan mamaya. Okay. Now there is what do you call it? A comparison of ChatGPT and Maya. When we're talking ChatGPT, yung ChatGPT na yan it was actually established in, when was it established? 2015. ChatGPT was actually founded by a group of entrepreneurs and researchers, including pa si Elon Musk. Kasali siya sa pag-establish ng ChatGPT. That was 2015. And then when it was launched in 2022, within 5 days, nagkaroon na siya ng 1 million users. So kanyan ka-popular ang AI, no? Karoon siya ng 5 days lang, 1 million users. Today, November 2024, ChatGPT has 200 million active users. And that's where the money is. And that's how we're going to come up with, profits in DT Socialized Holdings. Why? Kasi if you compare Maya and ChatGPT, ang Maya is more customized. Very general ang ChatGPT. May personal profile graph ang Maya. Wala sa ChatGPT. May data privacy dito sa Maya. Sa ChatGPT, user data used for AI training. And then my reverse ADV, no reverse ADV. Customized interface, not here in ChatGPT. It has U-Drive, secure storage for files, images, and units. Does not have U-Drive in ChatGPT. So, mas maraming features ang Maya natin. That's why it won awards, okay? And then it has access to shared chats. The ChatGPT cannot have access to shared chats. And then integration to calendar, no integration to calendar as a ChatGPT, exportable media cards, dito no media cards, and then uploading files from email via U-Drive function, pwede sa Maya. Sa ChatGPT, hindi pwede. So, are you convinced that our Maya is one of the best?
Yes.
Right. Write it down. Now, exercise those fingers. Can you write down? Can you write down sa chat box natin? Maya is the best. Pakisulat nga. Tignan ko nga. Oh, wala pa nagsusulat sa chat box. Ayan, from Lolin Rivera of Australia, Maya is the best. From Pevi, Maya is the best. How about the others? Okay. So that's our Maya. And not to worry because Data Socialized has proprietary technology. That means to say they own the intellectual property rights of Maya. They own it. They develop that particular technology. So it belongs to Data Socialized Holdings. And even the software, the magic belongs to, has proprietary technology. It is owned by Data Socialized Inc. Now, what else do we have to know about our company? What other products are we supposed to understand. Now, you know very well about artificial intelligence right now and the relationship between big data and artificial intelligence. And the financial technology, that's already a combination of big data and artificial intelligence equals financial technology. Those are the interrelationships of all these particular factors. Now, another important aspect, another important project that we have is the computational unit. What is a computational unit? A computational unit is a processing unit. It is a fundamental component of a computer system for executing instructions and for performing calculations. Ayan ang computational unit. And anong significance ng computational unit? Okay. Well, Maya. The Maya computational unit has been divided into Maya micro units. Ito. This is, according to Lori in one of her presentations, the Maya micro units is like the engine of artificial intelligence. Remember, big data fuels the evolution of artificial intelligence. The Maya micro units is the engine that runs the artificial intelligence, okay? Because it is the, as I've said a while ago, Maya micro units is a processing unit, processing. Lahat ng data na nandun, ina-encode doon, pinoprocess nitong computational unit. Kina-calculate na ng computational unit. And then, andyan na, lalabas na sa ating artificial intelligence all those data processed dito sa computational units. Basically, ang AI is in the computational unit. Parang server yan eh. It's a powerful server. So, nandun yung Maya sa computational unit na yan. Okay? So, it's like it houses the AI. But it's also the engine of AI because whatever data that's already in the AI is being processed and computed by this computational unit na yan. Okay? Am I clear on that or confusing pa ba? So these Maya micro units are made available to our community with a simple form of rental. So you rent a unit for only $10 while it's still at its beginning phases. Mura pa siya, $10. It can go to $20 depending on the situation. Kagaya ng Maya token. 2 cents noon, tapos naging 10 cents, tapos naging 20 cents, naging 50 cents. And then ngayon, it jumped up to $1.61 per token. And then by December 1, it's going up to $2 per token. So that's it, my dear friends, my dear members, and my dear business partners. It's time to think about buying more tokens and renting more computational units. And this is for 6 years. The computational units, if you rent it out, you will receive royalties in 6 years. And here's how. Actually, it has already been earning because they've started renting out computational units. As of March, meron na siyang royalty na 5 cents. April, 6 cents. May, 7 cents. Okay, so it's moving. And you can actually look at your e-wallet section of your dashboard, and you'll find your royalties there if you have rented Maya Micro Units. I-click nyo lang itong area na ito. Royalties micro unit. Ang nakalagay royalties micro unit. And then you'll find out kung magkano na ang kinita ng magkano na ang royalties ng renta mo sa micro units. Okay. So you can rent as many units as you want for and there are bonuses involved depending on how many units you are going to rent. Kung 2 lang, $20, and then the withdrawal of your what do you call this, royalties would be semestral. That is from 2 units, $20, to 50 units to $500. Pero pagka 100 units ang i-rent mo, meron kang bonus na 5%. So plus 5. Meron ka pang plus 5. So instead na 100 lang, yung $1,000 mo, meron kang 105. Kung 300, may 8%, so meron kang 24. So magiging 324, that's the bonus for $3,000. And then, pag 500, meron kang 10%, so plus 50. O, ganda, no? So, imbis na 500 lang, you have 575. That's good. Bonus yun eh. And then, kung 1,000, you've got 15%. So, that's plus 150. That's 1,150 for $10,000. And then the withdrawal ng royalty mo dito is quarterly. Now, if you have rented like 1,500 units, you'll be given a bonus of 300 units. So meron kang 1,800. That's for $15,000. And then kung $20,000, just like our grand upline here, Miss Lori, she rented out $20,000 worth of Micro Maya units. Ayan, may 25% bonus siya. So, imbis na 2,000 lang, plus 500, 2,500. May extra. Okay, so here is what you're going to see when it comes to how we generate revenue on these particular digital products or digital assets. Okay, so revenues come from users and businesses, and wholesale. Well, what makes you think that we will make a lot of money? Well, you saw yung ChatGPT, right? From when it was launched in 2022, in 2024, naging 200 million kagad ang active users. So that's a lot of users, and that's a lot of fees that they can collect. Because yung ChatGPT, I have noticed that my nephew, who is a graphic artist, subscribes to ChatGPT for mga images that are really specific. Let's say real estate, lagay niya lang doon the most modern real estate property, and then ChatGPT will actually give out a very beautiful picture of a very modern real estate property that he can use for his graphic designs. But he pays a subscription. I think that's like around 150 pesos monthly. So that's how money is being made. And you know what? There will be a lot of money here because 87%, this is according to statistics, 87% of global organizations, global work, 87 of all the organizations around the world believe that AI will give them a competitive advantage or a competitive edge in their business or in their operations. That's 87% worldwide. So can you imagine how much money this type of business will actually reap in the future? And we're just beginning. We've just started. So users they'll make money out of the users. So my nephew is a user, so he's paying a subscription, and then they make money out of users and businesses. There are 87% of the world's businesses claims that AI is very important. And then also here, Maya, third subject and final customer. So the revenue will come from the fees on purchases and pro services. Like what kind of feature would you like to ask from AI, and it will give that to you. That's why when CEO Marinelli was invited to speak in one of our Zooms, he showed to us the upgrades that was done with Maya. They have shown us very specific photos na talagang well-defined, talagang very clear, and it would, you know, the image itself is beautiful and very clear and very specific. Yung pixels niya talagang unimaginable. It's the upgraded version of Maya. And these are pictures that needs to be paid when you have to use Maya. That's how they will generate the revenue. Okay, these are just examples of projections on revenue, on generating revenues. Like for instance, with 500,000 users, hindi lang magiging 500,000 users ang Maya. This is very conventional, and this is very traditional na illustration. So with 500,000 users, ang revenue per year, as per calculated, is 15 million. That is 50,000 subscriptions and transactions. There will be like 100,000 users times $50 per month. That's 3% equals. So the wholesale services would be 250,000 euro or dollars per month per single task and topic or specialization, per single task, per single feature. Now that's a lot of money, subscription. So for the pro service, it's $15 or 15 euro. So dun sa 500, that would be like 750,000 per month, no? For 50 subscriptions lang yan. And then sa transactions, they will be able to get like $250,000 per month. And then sa wholesale services, there you go, $250,000 per month per single task. So these are examples, like illustrations of revenues. With 1 million users, that would be like 28.2 million, okay? So it's $28.2 million or euro. We're referring to the revenue here. And then 1 million, this is the description. With 100,000 subscriptions na pro services, that will, at 15 euro per month, that would amount to 1.5 million per month, 1.5 million euros per month. Yung transactions naman, ito yung mga services ng ating digital product. Sa transactions na 200,000 users at 50 euro per month, that's 5%. Now that's equivalent to 500,000 per month. And that's only 1 million users. Do the math. Paano kung 100 million users na yan? Just do the math. Di ang laki-laki ng kita. Ang laki-laki ng revenue ng data socialized. So wholesale services at 350,000 per month for single task topic, and specialization. This is with 1 million users. 28.2 million ang revenue. With 5 million, of course, tataas na. 108 million users. Eh, paano pa kaya kung nasa 500 million users na tayo? So, let's just do the math, and there you go. This is the brighter side of the data socialized experience. Now, here is a clearer and more specific example. Ito, 500,000 total users, 1 million monthly revenue. And then 30% is distributed to those who have rented MMUs, Maya micro units. Yung 30% of the 1 million will be distributed accordingly to the ones who rented the units. So 300,000 euros or $300,000, if it's in dollars, is the 30% of 1 million to be distributed among those who rented. Okay, so that's how you make money in renting out the Maya micro units. So assuming that you have rented 1 million Maya micro units, the calculation would be, okay, that's 300,000 over 1 million equals 0.3 MMU for you every month, 0.3 cents. Okay. Every month. All right. So again, this here's a graph or an illustration of the monthly distribution with example of the 0.3 cents euro times MMU. That's okay. Let's go back to that. Let's multiply this one over that times 0.3 per month, and then this is it for this is the example. So for 10 units, $100 on price, 3 euros. For 25, $250 on price, 7.5 euro. For 50, and that's 500, that's 15 euro. And down the line, kung 2,000 ang units mo, then you get like 600 euro monthly. Yan ang revenue for renting out a Maya micro unit. If you have any questions, I'm sure Miss Lori will be available to answer all those questions later on. So this is the revenue increase with the increase of computational units. There you go. This is the graph, and you can see that it is really going up. This graph shows that as computational units increase, revenues increase exponentially. And for the information of everyone present, we need massive numbers of computational units to be able to calculate and store all the very complex data, very huge data that's available for our artificial intelligence. So kailangan ng marami. And for just to give you some statistics on this, para we can understand what's really going on in the world. As of September 19, 2024, how many AIs are already operating in the world as of now? As of 2024, according to statistics, there are 57,933 AI companies around the world. And 25% of those are firms operating in the USA. Okay. And 35% of that are firms that are being utilized by businesses around the world. So 25% naka-concentrate sa USA. Right? And then Well, there are a lot to serve. So yung 57,933 AI companies is not enough. It's not enough to serve all the needs of the world, the demand of the world. Because right now, how many companies, according, I went further and I was just curious, ilan ba ang mga companies around the world? Yung mga registered companies around the world. Do you know? Do you have any idea kung ilan ang registered companies around the world? And according to my latest research, according to Statista, this is as of August 21, 2024, there are 359 million companies, registered companies around the world, 359 million. And there are 100 million new businesses starting every year. So, dadami pa yan. Mas lalaki ang demand for AI. So, can you imagine this is around the world? These are just registered companies. What about the governments, the agencies in the governments that are not business, that are not profit-oriented? And the non-profit organizations, they will also be needing AIs. They will be needing all of these all these technologies for their operations, because they believe that 87% of them around the world believe that they will have a better edge in business if they use AI. Okay. So those are statistics, and you just have to do the math. Are we in the right track? Are we in the right business? Are we buying the right product? Are we safe with our money here? Shall we make a lot of money in the future? Okay, you can answer those. Nandiyan naman yung mga statistics, no? So how do you join? You just register for free in the community, and from now on, you can use the services for free. So everybody, please inform your downlines or your invites to actually download itong mga services natin for better valuation of the company. When there are more users, there's more valuation, there's more money, there's more revenue, there's more income. And then you can access the rental of Maya micro units also. Okay. I think I've already discussed this a while ago. So we go now to some statistics that you need to know. And this actually will give us a better idea of why we are doing what we're doing, why we are in the Zoom right now. Bakit tayo nandito nag-usap? Okay. Ito mga top AI statistics that I found out as of November 5, 2024. Yeah, and I've always emphasized the 87% of global organizations, and they believe that AI technologies will give them the competitive edge. And then global AI market will reach $1.87 trillion by 2030. Global AI market. Yan ang market value, $1.81 trillion. And then AI revenue will reach $15.7 trillion by 2030. Ano na ngayon? 2024. 6 years from now, that's the money that we're talking about. And we are a part of that. Kasi, bumili tayo ng Maya token. Ano nga ba yung Maya token? Can anybody explain to me what Maya token is all about? Maya token, I went back in the past and started listening to the Zoom presentations of Stefano. And then in one of his presentations, it was stated clearly that a Maya token, ito yung tanong ko na matagal na and I found it in that particular presentation. And I'm sure everyone here present would like to know exactly what a Maya token is. And the Maya token represents a piece of the computing power. Maya token represents a piece of the computing power of the servers on which Maya resides. Wow, power, no? power pala yung ating Maya tokens. It's so powerful. And I am glad I bought Maya token. So again, I repeat, Maya token represents a piece of the computing power of the servers on which Maya resides. A piece. So your purchase of the Maya token is so significant. It's that part of the computing power of the server, yung server, computational units natin. Nandun lahat yung mga big data. Kung sa brain pa yan, itong harap natin, itong prefrontal cortex natin dito. Ito yung ating AI. Bakit? Ito yung mga executive functions natin. Ito yung planning, ito yung decision making, ito yung creativity natin, ito yung time management, management decisions andito sa buhay, sa business, and sa lahat. And then yung dito, sa side na to, yung ating hippocampus, yung part of the brain, hippocampus, dyan nakastore yung ating memory. Yung short-term memory at saka yung long-term memory natin. Andyan lahat yung data. Kung maaalala mo lahat yung data. At kung poor na yung hippocampus mo, okay. Defect na. Either dementia or Alzheimer's. But as we're comparing it to our business, itong hippocampus natin, kung ito yung AI natin, ito yung pan natin. Ito yung server. Nandito yung data eh. Nandito yung ating computational units. Sa banda rito. Na napo-process and then nandito yung decision-making processes ng ating brain. AI. Ito naman yung ating mga big data na nandun sa mga computational units. Okay. So that's just an analogy. So ngayon, I hope na mas lalo nating naintindihan yung ating business, mas lalo nating naintindihan yung ating products. And if you have any questions later on, we'll discuss that. We'll have an open forum. Okay, so I would say that there is no greater waste of time than regret. And this is according to a New York psychiatrist, of course. Grabe ang regret pag na-miss out mo yung mga opportunities na ganito. So right now, we have to make those decisions. We have to be firm. We have to really come up with a decision. Because by July 31, 2025, Maya tokens pre-sale ends. That's it. My dear friends. Tapos na ang bentahan ng Maya tokens. And then by September 30, 2025, the Maya token will be listed at NASDAQ. Why do you think? Ang bilis ng Capra, ang bilis ng Holian. Look-y, ang bilis ng Citibank. Why? We're looking at magkano yung ito, AI revenue. This is what everybody is looking at right now. By 2030, 15.7 trillion AI revenue. And do you know what is the GDP of the entire world? Global GDP, it's 100 million. 100 million, sorry, 100 trillion. $100 trillion. So there you go. We have technology experts that have provided us with these kinds of information, and thanks to all of them, we have the opportunity to partake in this wealth creation, and these basically are the secrets of the very wealthy millionaires and billionaires, just like so Elon Musk. He wouldn't. I just found this out sa Facebook. See, Ramon Ang, hindi ba? He owns Philippine Airlines and San Miguel Corporation. Ramon Ang, if I'm not mistaken. But ang sabi niya, I don't really put money in the bank. Sabi niya, meron lang konti for emergency purposes, but most of my money is invested. Hindi ko pinapatulog sa bangko, yun ang sabi niya. So just like Elon Musk, he wouldn't actually lahat karamihan ng cash niya, pera niya invested in Tesla, invested in yung Tesla is electric vehicle, invested in SpaceX, invested in Neuralink. Neuralink is a wow, this is helping humanity. Neuralink kasi ito yun, halimbawa mayroong mga paralyzed patients and they cannot move at all. Yung Neuralink is a chip that they implant doon sa my brain, and then it will assist the brain to come up with functions para maging functional yung tao, and ma-perform pa rin niya yung mga daily activities niya through a chip and computer system. Grabe, no? So it's improving humanity also. And pati yung kanyang what's this, Starlink, he invested his money also in Starlink. Starlink is yung, ito is internet connections pero satellites around the world. And then you don't need a tower. Hindi mo kailangan ng globe tower or smart tower. Ito, miskin nandun ka sa mga bundok or walang towers doon, maski saan kang lupalop ng mundo, it will actually connect you to the internet. Yun ang Starlink. So that was developed by Elon Musk. So all of his monies are in those particular investments. And what else? He sold all his mansions, and he just purchased yung mansions niya, all of it together, mga $127 million in-invest niya sa business niya. And bumili na lang siya ng maliit na bahay worth $45,000 na bahay in Texas. A small house. $45,000 for a trillionaire. Trillionaire siya eh. Di lang siya billionaire, si Elon Musk. So, but all the money is working and is invested in so many projects. Ayan. So the secret of the very wealthy. That's it. That's how they live. That's how they do business. And so make those decisions today. Thank you very much for listening to the presentation. Do you have any questions? I'm going to end sharing, and let's have an open forum. There.
Open forum.
Okay, open forum. You can
Everybody
is
can
Miss
ask
Lori
anything
here?
under the sun.
Yeah, were you klaro ba? Is it clear? Clear ba yung presentation?
Very clear.
Very clear? Did it help yung mga...
Ay, yeah, very clear. Ano pala ako, naka-mute.
Yeah, please unmute yourself. You want to... Is there anything you want to share? Your experiences of Miss Ara of Europe. Can you maybe share your experiences with regards to data socialize in Europe, maybe? So we would know more what's going on.
Nag-send sa email.
Nandito siya kanina eh. Si Coach Ara.
Yes, hello.
Let me-
Hello, everyone.
Yes, hello,
Good-
Coach. Yeah.
Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Yes, ma'am. Well, it was a very clear presentation, ma'am, concise and
Thank
okay.
you.
I'm very happy to that it is well presented po. What my experience of so far. Yes, people who don't
Yeah.
understand, it's kind of course complicated, and but if they really spend time to explore, especially, then this is really a good opportunity. Siguro kami dito po sa Europe talaga nakita ko rin hindi sila talaga yung willing to try the new things, because most of the OFW here nakapokus sila talaga sa day job nila po. But yun na nga, just by, of course, yung matyaga na nag-share, yung talaga if you spend time for them to understand, then saka lang sila ma-open up to try new things, especially. So what we have to do really is, of course, to and good things. What I'm doing now is I just show my of course my Maya, my NFTs and everything for them to see, and also how yung hindi lang yung makita nila po, but at the same time syempre yung earnings. I'm blessed to one of the first to have our DTS money, so I'm able to to put the earnings in my DTS a debit card. So yeah. So and then especially din po sa mga may hawak ng MMU. So yung ating doon, yung earnings natin doon, talagang nai-transfer ko po siya USDC account ko.
Ganun.
So that is for those, ayan, siyempre sa Philippines, gusto ko ding malaman kasi meron din po siya doon may sa Philippines kung saan nila pwedeng of course we have our DT swap pa rin, we still have, and they can use it there. Mas madali po kasi kung doon i-transfer either than sa bank, and then at the same time they can what their earnings po sa USDC, they can naman yan.
All right.
Convert to other cryptos. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're using
because I think kung walang experience mo yung iba, they are a kind of parang worried sa kanilang income na hindi nakukuha o hindi, anyway, hindi naman siya mawawala. Yung nandun yung ating quarterly income, I think most of the people naman talagang let's say kung hindi quarter or yung every half year. Kung every half year naman ang nila, kasi syempre kung less than kung 100 from 100 USD, so pwede naman naiipon naman yon at nandun siya, pwede siyang ma-withdraw anytime. There are some procedures how to do it, but once you may naman easy naman to follow.
Okay.
I can help.
Okay, thank you for
yes,
that.
yes, ma'am. Yun, and then pag may question po, they can reach, I can show it to them as well, how to do it.
Okay, that's so good. And now we would like to hear from Miss Lori if she has any messages before we end our Zoom. Miss Lori, you have any messages to the group? Thank you for the sharing, Kojara.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. Hopefully by next week we'll have a technical training. Rest muna ako. This is my second presentation.
Anyway, you're doing well, and everybody
Thank
learn
you.
more. So that's for sure.
Yeah, I hope that because the objective here is to understand more the products and to understand the company. Before we, somebody can also do the marketing plan later on. I think Miss Lori is actually busy. I don't know. Will she be able to deliver a message? She's in a meeting right now. Otherwise, we can already end this meeting because it's almost 10 p.m. and I'm sure that in Australia, gabing-gabi na yan. All right. Can we end this meeting with a prayer?
Thank you so much, Black, for the
Yes.
presentation. So
Yes.
is Ma'am Lori there? Ay, Ma'am Lori.
Yeah.
Until-
Miss Lori, do you have any messages? Miss Lori. I-unmute ko siya. Unmute. You are muted, Miss Lori.
sorry.
There.
I said,
Okay.
guys,
Any messages?
no, thank you, Ma'am Priscilla, for that amazing presentation. Actually, I'm here right now in Italy, and you know, I also have a meeting inside that thing, which is I have Asi here and Ron. You know, Asi is here. Hi, everybody. Hi. Asi is the one who introduced us to Ushare. You know, so Ron is my business partner that is with me from US. So yeah, so it was really a great presentation. Priscilla, thank you so much. And,
You're welcome.
We're going to also see Stefano tomorrow. And also Monday, we're going to the office, and Tuesday we're gonna meet Sir Marinelli. So okay.
Okay.
Good. But
Yes.
so thank you everyone for being here. And thank you again, Ma'am Priscilla, for doing such an amazing job. And I'm just here. If you guys need some question, we're just we're just having lunch right now. So I'm here, guys. Okay.
Yes. Okay. I think Feby. Hello there. Hello Italy. Hello Italy. So I think we can end our training with a prayer.
Okay, let us pray. Ama naming Diyos, banal at makapangyarihan ka sa lahat. Maraming salamat. Nakatapos kami sa aming Zoom meeting. Sana itulot pong nakapasok sa aming mga puso't kaisipan na intindihan namin, magamit namin na magiging napakagandang hanapbuhay, makatulong sa aming sambahayan, at makatulong din sa lahat ng aming mga kaibigan. Patuloy kaming nakikiusap sa iyo, patuloy na pakiproteksyonan palagi ang iyong mga anak, pansamantala kaming maghiwa-hiwalay at itulot mo sa susunod muli, sama-sama kami sa pag-aaral sa negosyong ito na napapanahon, at patuloy kaming lahat, panalangin mo, pakibasbasan ang aming mga hanapbuhay. Sana maraming mga kakaintindi sa hanapbuhay na ito, maraming matutulungan, lalo na ang mga Pilipino na nandito na talaga tayo sa 4th Industrial Revolution. At sana Ama, dininig mo ang aming mga pagtawag, pinatawad mo kami sa aming maraming mga kasalanan, sa pangalan ni Jesus na aming tagapagligtas.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Feby.
Yes.
So good night,
Thank you,
everybody. Good night. Good night. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Black. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank
Thank you, Ma'am
you.
Lori. Thank you sa
Good
lahat.
night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
And to all the
I'm going to
partners.
end the meeting now.
Yes, 9 o'clock.